Hi, everyone, and welcome to Ignite and Flourish podcast. We are so excited to have you with us today. My name is Karen.
And I'm Leanne.
And today we're going to be chatting about something that is really so important, that is right up your alley, Leanne. Would you like to tell us more about it?
So we're going to talk about bedroom conversations. Like, what are the essential bedroom conversations to have? And I know there's plenty. So let's choose a few and let's go through them, because I think we don't have these conversations.
No.
As a couple.
Yes, I feel like I was just thinking about it. Have I ever had that conversation where you just go into the relationship, you chat about everything else, like your future plans, your travel plans, everything else, maybe
your budgets,
all of that.
But vacation time, everything gets brought up.
But except for stuff in the bedroom, the bedroom conversation.
The important part, actually.
Yeah.
So I think, for one, you should be talking about your wants and dislikes in the bedroom, like what is needed from your side.
Yes.
Like, do you like it more if your partner... So I've kind of had this conversation, and this is what brought it up for me. It's like, you know what? It's okay to talk about it and say to your partner, I need more foreplay in the bedroom. You know, it's important for me. And not just to say it, but explain why. And say it because a woman's body takes quite a while to get ready. I know men are easier, but women need that foreplay, that lubrication. So maybe explain the essentials of the bedroom, like what you need.
Yes.
You know?
And I was speaking to my partner the other day. You and I had a podcast, I think it was in the beginning, about the tenting process.
Oh, yes.
I had never heard of it before. And I went home and I was like, did you know that a woman needs time to tent,
yes,
you know?
Tent.
The tenting process. And I explained that to him, and he asked me questions about it. Okay. And I said, okay, it's got to do with foreplay, whether it be sending a little message during the day, or just making sure that she feels loved, she feels safe, she feels wanted, desired. And
very important when in a relationship.
When you get into, and I feel for me as well, you need to desire me. I need to feel desired to make
sure. To feel wanted.
Your partner makes you feel wanted, makes you feel safe, and that is part of foreplay.
So not always just for women, but I think men want to feel wanted as well. They want to feel like they're doing their thing in the bedroom and it's done to a degree of like, I've got this.
Yes.
But I think you need to give them that. I mean, the ladies are probably most watching our show, but I know there's men as well. But I think you need to give that aspect of you're on the right track. But if we just add maybe a toy every now and again, if we have some, enhancement, that fun side of things, let's add an app-enabled item. So when you're away and traveling, let's make it still fun for us, where you can control the toy via an app.
That's amazing.
And yes, and everybody's like, oh, yes, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Give your partner an enhancement item to take with him when he travels, so that he's still pleasured and, doesn't have to look elsewhere. And, this is a very open and honest podcaster, so we want to give you the real information, and this is what it's all about. So I have those essential conversations to get you going. Like, what is one that you would have that you would say is important?
I think to make sure that my expectation and his expectation, like we're meeting each other's expectations.
Yes.
Because there's no point in us going into this thing and thinking, okay, what was okay in the previous relationship is going to work in this one as well.
No.
Because it's two different individuals and everybody has their own expectations and desires. But if we don't communicate that, how are we going to know?
Exactly.
If my expectation is, I at least want to make sure that I orgasm, because of course the man is going to as well, we know this, but making sure that the woman is also satisfied. And I feel like men with maybe I know that you've got a delay item as well in your collection, but if your male partner maybe orgasms a little bit too quickly and he thinks that penetration is the only way to get you there.
Exactly.
So within maybe 2 to 5 minutes, he is done and dusted, but then you are just laying there lying and saying, okay, it was okay.
And that is important. Like, talk about it afterwards. Did I do it for you? What can I do that's gonna, give you more pleasure? And for me, and this is an important aspect, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, sexual podcasts, intimacy podcasts, and they were saying the other day, men always think the end result of an orgasm is the winner of everything. But it's actually not the orgasm that's the best part. It's the journey leading to the orgasm that is so important.
Yes,
Take your time, the connection, the touch, the massage, the feeling of, being connected as a couple, the growth along the way. Those type of things are so important. Sorry, my dog is going crazy here. So definitely, have that expectation conversation, but also have that what you like, what you don't like. Are you a nipple person or not? Because I heard somebody say the other day, it was actually one of my consultants saying, you know what, men always think you must grab onto them and hold on for dear life and do this, and women don't like that.
No. And also
they want it soft and gentle.
Yeah, soft and gentle, and also there's a time and place. I'm going to be open and honest. There's a time and place for gentle love making, and then there's a time and place for let's take you to Pound Town.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be like all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't always work that way for us.
Yes, and men, unfortunately, there's no show that they get. Okay, maybe they're easy. They go and research on YouTube or whatever. They take the initiative to do that, but there's no training for them to say this is what you need to do step by step. So they're also learning. So let's be gracious with them.
Exactly, and have that conversation, but also don't come from, you have to have a tone for it, Your approach is really important.
Yes.
And start with a positive, oh babe, I love it when you do this in the bedroom, but you know what, I've heard if you do this, it will really spice things up for us, or whatever. I just spoke about that at the previous one as well. But also have that conversation about how many times as well. Like, are you expecting us to have intercourse every single day? Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? Is it once a month? What is good for you? And then also compromise, So compromise, I think, is a key ingredient in a relationship as well. Just as communication is, I think compromise goes a long way. What do you like in the bedroom that I can do for you, and what do I like, and compromise where, okay, 1 week it's your turn, 1 week it's my turn, or whatever it is.
Yes. And setting those boundaries as well. Like you say, what am I willing to do? I'm not willing to do certain things.
That's a no for me. That's a 50 Shades of Grey, red light, red zone, no.
Yes, I don't want maybe my hands handcuffed behind my head, because some people may have had traumatic experiences, afraid of the dark, and you don't want to. You must be brave enough to say. And like we always say, the safe, brave space. So make that relationship between you and your partner a safe, brave space.
Yes.
You guys can chat and say, you know what, I don't like this, I don't like that. That I'm willing to compromise.
We can compromise, but that's a hard no for me.
That's a hard no. That's a deal breaker, whatever the case may be. So I feel like the expectation and that communication
is very, very important.
Very, very important. And is there something that in your relationship you can say, look, this is something that we have spoken about, and this is helped to enhance our relationship, make our intimacy better?
So definitely also, like, what is your fantasies? What do you, what do you love about fantasy play? Is it something that we can go into? BDSM, it's kink month. So let's kink it up a bit. What is a yes for you? What is a no? What is a maybe? Let's try it out.
Because it doesn't have to be extreme one way or the other. No. We can find a middle ground.
And say, okay, let's try some handcuffs, but don't cover my eyes because I get claustrophobic, or whatever it is, or don't cover my mouth, or, anything like that. So I think those conversations are so essential to also up your level in the bedroom with each other. So I think that's a good one. And quality time. Sometimes you need that quality time with each other. And like I say, it doesn't always have to lead to the orgasm, but just that playful time, that quality time in the bath together, it can just be about touching. It can just be about soaking in the bath, relaxing, having that conversation. That's a really nice actually place to have a conversation like this.
You relax.
Because you're relaxed, you're focused on each other, there's some touch involved, and then you can say, so baby, what do you like that I do now, but what can I do to make it better, a better experience for you?
And I feel like that's also another nice way to approach things. So you're not just making it all about you. You're
Yes.
starting off with what can I do to make things better for you? Or what fantasy do you have that we can chat about? And then you bring
Exactly.
yours up as well, because inevitably he's going to ask, and what can I do for you? Then,
Yes.
and it's a give and take.
It
Yeah.
is a give and take. And like a lot of couples that I do consultations with or that I chat to, and they say, you know what, we want to spice things up, then I always ask, okay, so tell me on a 1 to 10, what is on fantasy play, on, you know, would you bring a toy into the bedroom? What kind of toy? Would it be a couple's toy? Would it be something just for her, for him, for, you know, would you do any backdoor play? Would you? There's so many questions involved that you need to know for each other. And sometimes I'll ask the lady, would he want any BDSM item? Would he? And then she's, I actually don't know because they haven't had the conversation.
You know your partner in every other regard, what they like to eat, this, and this. But
what's
you'll
your
be
favorite color?
Yes, but for years you will be in that relationship and not
I
know.
actually don't know what they like in the bedroom.
And it's never too late to start. It's never too late
It's never too late.
ignite that conversation and say, you know what, let's have this chat. You know, it can
so
be
important.
informal or. And there was a couple that I know. The wife wanted to start that conversation, but because he was brought up in a very conservative way,
Yes.
he would not even be able to say the word sex. It would bring so much shame to the conversation. He would use a euphemism every single time. And I feel like breaking that stigma as well, this is what we are trying to do. Not trying to do it in a, and one of the people who wanted to collaborate with you as well gave you a compliment to say that, you know, you're not doing it in,
it's a comfortable way. Yes. And I think you have to be comfortable with each other to have these conversations as well. So you need to get out of their comfort zone if you are having sex behind, you know, with the lights off and with the same old, then you need to get out of their comfort zone to experience more pleasure with each other, but in a safe, brave space where you both feel comfortable. And talking and bringing it up, and also if you have any issues in the bedroom, speak about it. We spoke about it on another episode as well. Low libido, erectile dysfunction, have those conversations. Very important. I've got something wrong with me, I don't know what it is, but let's go to the doctor, let's figure it out, let's get some items to help with it. Let's go onto the Ignite Intimacy website and see what we can get, because there's so many things that can assist with any kind of those issues, vaginal dryness. There's so many. But if you don't have the conversation, you wouldn't know what is wrong, and then you would start judging and thinking that they either going to get it somewhere else, or they don't want me anymore, or, you know, the list goes on and on.
And it's true. And was something that I just thought about now. When I gave birth, I had such a nice body before the time, but when I gave birth, I was not shy about being naked or anything like that before. But after I gave birth, I have such horrible stretch marks on my stomach. And my daughter reframed it for me, actually. She was like, Mommy, I love your tiger stripes. You're like yes, she's like, you're like a mommy tiger. She's like, I love your tiger stripes. So now I see it as something empowering, like, you know,
instead of in a bad way.
It's in a bad way. But and then I also carried that insecurity with my partner, feeling so shy, like not wanting to do things with the lights on or the lights on or anything like that. Because obviously your body changes, you've got excess skin. The belly fat is a little bit more that you can't get rid of no matter how much exercise you do. The scar tissue is there, and all of that. And you know the way he made me feel so comfortable.
I love
He
that.
kissed every single insecurity or every single place where I felt insecure about. And I think that's also really another conversation to have, because he would ask me, why are you feeling so, like, you know, why are you not? And that also hinders us in that feeling of freedom in the bedroom.
That's such an important aspect.
It is so, because you're overthinking everything. How are you going to enjoy something if you're overthinking?
No, because our minds are always everywhere else. I always say we have all these Google tabs open in the bedroom, and we're thinking about dinner, put the washing on, grocery list, whatever else. And, you know, when I ask my partner, what is the one thing you would want in the bedroom out of everything? Okay, because we're doing these polls and stuff in our groups as well. And I thought, let me start with my partner and ask him. And you know what he said? I want you to be present. And that for me was just like, you know what? Because most women aren't, because they are all over the place in their heads, overthinking, Google tabs open, and you're not there in the moment. So they feel like they're not with somebody because you're not there, you're not present. So that just opened it for me. I was just like, yes, okay.
Absolutely. And I think, just like you say, the presence, being intentional about being in this moment, He loves me. I love him. We're sharing this together. The other stuff can wait for now,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Yeah, it's so important.
Wow, I love this one.
I love it. It was amazing. And if you liked it, to remember to give it a like, a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel. Comment, share, do all of those things. We would love
Yes.
to hear from you what you think. What other conversations we can start up in the bedroom to make things better for us, for
Yes,
our
let us
partners.
know.
Yeah. Thank you, Leanne.
Thanks,
We
thanks.
appreciate you.
Thanks,
And
Karen.
remember, if you did like it, give it a thumbs up, and we will see you again in our next episode. Have an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye.